Alright. Everything should be good. Okay, good. Good, everything's good. Right? I think everything's good. We can skip all the formalities. We don't have to go through all that nonsense like before. So, oh, let me get these out of the way. Let's see. Yep, that's fine. Yep. Everything should be good. Alright, good. Hey, what's up, WR? How's it going, man? I guess I should minimize... Oh, we'll go over this. That's fine, we'll move over here. And, let's see. I usually have music playing on the background. So it's a little bit weird that I don't have anything playing. Because that's literally what we're making. We're making the music that we're going to be playing. My hand just disappeared into another dimension. Alright. Let's see if I can get this to play first. That's step one. All right. Oh, I know what happened. Nope, they're definitely working, guys. Well, I'll save it. I'll open it back up again. Yes. Sure. Perfect. See what's up with this thing. Yep, works to me. Cool. Now that we're all deaf. Whoa, what the heck is going on with this thing? This thing's like dead. Dead. Hmm. Wow, this thing is having huge amounts of errors tonight. I love it how it's like every time I go to stream and actually do something creative, it just totally shits the bed. Get rid of that thing. Eat all these things. Eat that. Listen. Get rid of that thing. Alright, let's see here. Enable. Perfect. Okay. There we go. Alright. Alright, we're on the right track. We got all under control. Everything's good now, I think. Oh yeah. I was. I can't really say why, but you probably have a good idea why. But what I've always done is that I've usually taken anger, any kind of personal anger that I'm feeling, and I kind of turn it in on myself, and I use that as raw creative fuel to help me power through creative projects or come up with new ideas and stuff. So I started working on this today. You know? And what this is it's essentially a replacement for the battle theme for your version of Final Fantasy VII on your PC. And it would just be like a little mod you just install, and it would just take over the OGG file for your copy of the game. No, I'm not really. I'm just some schlock that has a good ear for sound. Some sound. I have another camera I also have here too. I don't think I have it set up yet though. How can I do this? There it is. I see you there. Man, the contrast is so off. I look like I'm some kind of psychopath with like cocaine all over his lips. Or maybe I am. I'm not though. Hey, what's up, Slayer? Hey, good. Everything's fine, Ricky. All right, everything's fine. Thank you for asking. What's up, everyone? Hello. Let's get rid of that camera. We don't need that camera out right now. Okay, all right. So anyways, I'll kind of show you. I want to do more at this. All right, so I'll kind of show you my process. All right. So, you know, up here, I don't know if you guys can hear that. Just like a very light version of the field theme from Chapter 2. I removed the bass from it, and I just kept like the, you know, the high percussion snare. Some of like the synth wave, like the synth sounding like slap bass that they got inside there. And then of course like that very militaristic, like, you know, I don't know what that is. It's like a it's like a single drum roll. Like I don't know how I don't know what they do with that, but that's, oh, what the hell, this damn thing, get this thing out of here. Get it out of here. There we go. So anyways, long story short, we got that track up there, the Breakthrough Section 1 field. And then now, I was like, wait a minute. I was literally listening to this song. I don't know if that makes any sense. And I was like, wait a minute, what the hell is this? And I was like, this... We're gonna fix that right there. Do you guys hear that little blip? That means there's a frequency discrepancy in this, and I just got to extend it over. There we go. There we go. That sounds good. So, to be perfectly honest, I was sitting on the shitter, sitting on the John, and I was listening to this with my Bluetooth earbuds, and I was like saying, you know, wait a minute. It's almost like a puzzle piece. Like they all fit together. You know what I mean? Like every single one of these songs, it's like, I even looked at like the audio signal, and you look at like the actual audio signal, like the actual like electrical hum that's in the background of these when they recorded these at the studio. It was all recorded on the same day. It must have been, or on the same like week, on the same instruments. It was recorded on the same computer. We're listening to to all these songs. They were all produced, at the same time, which I think is kind of cool. And so anyways, my hypotheses based on everything was like, wait a minute, this ex-Soldier version fits into the Breakthrough, even though they're two separate songs. So I started screwing around and, placing things together, and this didn't sound as good originally when I did it, but now it sounds really good. Oh, this is the part, yeah. You can kind of see like where my process was there. That's when I was like, aha! I figured you out, Hamauzu. It took me a little while. It took me a couple of months, but I figured you out. And you too, Suzuki. All right? I figured you out. So, all of these songs, all of them, it's all just one part of one massive song. And something tells me that when they finally release a more definitive edition of the soundtrack, this is going to be one of the songs. It's going to be a combination of every single Let the Battles Begin that was heard in the remake. Aside from maybe like the Crab Warden one, which I'm going to try to throw some of those, segments. I think it's like part 2. I'm going to try to throw that in here. Maybe it's like Operation Save Air. Oh, Critical Shot is one of the ones I'm going to try to throw in here too. But these 4 specifically, the ex-Soldier, all the versions of, the Breakthrough, Let the Battles Begin, A Merc's Job, The Hideout, they're all in here. And then also, the Huntsman battle, that whole ramp up thing. I don't know. These things, like, they drive me nuts. Like, I feel, I don't know. It's like sometimes I feel like, I see guys like, HM Killer. I see his conspiracy theories, like videos about, Kingdom Hearts and stuff like that. And it's like, that's like who I am, but I'm with the music side. You know what I'm saying? The A3 CDs, they're just going to actually just ship you just a giant hard drive. It's going to be like a 40-pound hard drive. And they're just going to, when it gets delivered, it's just going to make this massive thud. Either that or it'll be the size of like a cartoon anvil. There will be a lot of CDs. But that's kind of like the weird thing that I discovered when I was, going through all the music. And, for example, even like when I decided to kind of get kind of weird and put the original battle theme inside here, I was like, well, wait a minute. Does this even musically make sense? I was like, they're all within the, all within the same tempo, relatively within the same key. And I was like, holy shit, it works. And this almost just becomes, A Merc's Job just kind of becomes a larger ramp up to the end of Let the Battles Begin Breakthrough. I don't know. It's like, what is that Jim Carrey movie where he slowly goes crazy from all the numbers? I feel like that's like me, but it's real life and it's not Jim Carrey. And I am really slowly losing my mind from listening to all this music. But it was kind of like it was almost kind of like when I figured out what the heck they were doing, it was almost like I had like come to know Hamauzu and Suzuki a little bit more, like what their process was, like where they started, where they ended up with all these songs, how all of them were like almost kind of like little puzzle pieces that fit into each other. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's like, for me, it's like also like kind of like, it's like a little bit borderline obsessive, but I mean, that is the effect that Yamatsu has kind of had on me. Being a brass musician for years, and especially a lot more so when I was younger, He was. I would try to emulate, anything. And I remember when even I would, try to write like MIDI, like little MIDI songs using like these little shit MIDI programs, and I'd try to make it, sound like my little Slayer Junior battle theme, and it, wouldn't sound nearly as good. But I would always try to emulate Yamatsu, and I don't know. I feel like that's just kind of stuck with me now. And even though he wasn't directly responsible for these games, better to be obsessive about this shit rather than something unhealthy. That's very true. Yes, that's what I usually say to my wife after I show up at the house with some kind of expensive video game purchase, and then I'm like, hey, better this than, a bag of cocaine, right? Not that I'm like, going to drug cartels or anything weird like that. Although, face did look like it was full of cocaine earlier on my other camera. So there's no denying that. Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's almost kind of like, I don't know, musicians are like weird. We're weird. Some of them are we're like insanely critical, but also very laid back. Like, yep, that's a 8-cylinder whatever, like, it's an 8-cylinder, 360 horsepower. We got the brake calipers and the yeah, it's kind of like that. It's kind of almost like I don't know. Some of this, like, appreciating this kind of music, it's kind of like a very niche, like, desire, or I guess a very niche, I don't know, especially like the mod scene too. That's like even a whole other thing, and that's the reason why I'm doing this, is that the whole idea, all right, so Final Fantasy VII, they have all these, little soundtrack files, these little .ogg files. And these are files that are, are queued to play when you enter a battle. Like, let's say, I think it's called BAT, BAT.ogg. And there are some guys that I'm, kind of working around, with for Final Fantasy VII to kind of make it kind of have a more cinematic experience, to be more like the remake, to use the remake's models, to use like the remake's menus, sound effects, and, all these other things, to have all the NPCs look like the, NPC models, have that same kind of high quality thing in the original game, which is really cool. But the one main drawback that we're kind of encountering is that the main battle theme, like, right now you can pick, obviously, whichever, song that you want to throw in there and convert it to an OGG file. If you want to have, something from the remake, it's fine. But you can only pick one song. And that's quite, I'm like, well, wait a minute. They had all this great music in that game, especially all the battle themes. Why don't I just make one that just incorporates all of them in a way that really does it all justice? I don't understand how I do these things. Well, I mean, that's why I'm kind of like, I guess I'm doing this, because I'm just showing you guys like what I'm doing. I'm getting audio samples inside Adobe Audition here, and I'm just laying them up. My job is a little bit easier because like all of this music is, for example, Let the Battles Begin, it's all in the same key. I'm not having to like transpose and like, audio tune things. Hey, what's up, Molly One Kenobi? I don't know why my Nightbot is just such a dick. I don't know. My Nightbot's a dick. What's up? Yeah, so I just I don't know, I wanted to do like more music. Like, this is you guys are like seeing like when I'm not like playing a game, when I'm not like, offline or streaming and stuff like that, and I'm not working on a video, and I'm not looking for like other side work or like other scratch work for myself, keep myself busy and, line my pockets with millions of dollars, I'm doing this, which is like almost kind of like my third or fourth hobby. It's one that doesn't necessarily get all the attention, but I still like love doing it, and doesn't get all of my attention. I feel like I should invest more time into it. But anyways, so that's kind of the dilemma. The modding, how the mods are put together for Final Fantasy VII is that you can't have like a dynamic audio system yet, anyways. like they have in Final Fantasy VII Remake. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to incorporate what I envision to be the most definitive version, or something that would include all of the battle themes, all the ones that are more memorable from the remake, into a mod for the original game. So I like, everyone's gonna have their own like opinion on these things, and people will always tell me their opinion on everything. Mostly that I need to add more rock and roll guitars. I don't know what the heck. I don't know what the heck that all about. Everyone is always demanding that I throw, rock and roll guitars into every single mix I do, even though I don't. Sometimes they don't fit in there, guys. But hey, what's up, WR? But yeah, and I wanted to just kind of do something because this week has been kind of a shit show. A lot of people got mad at me today. A lot of people got mad at me when Warwitch got banned, and I gave very strong opinions on that. And just wanted to. I felt like if I played a game, I was gonna totally rage, and I didn't want to do that tonight because my blood pressure's already friggin' through the roof, anyways. So I just figured I'd chill and just, make some music. I also like legitimately like went to a park for like the first time today in like almost like 4 months or whatever. I know. Well, I don't even like stream like that late anymore. So I wanted to. I've also been like staying like ever since the coronavirus, you know, essentially woke up the planet. I've been like staying up way later. Like I was waking up like super duper early in the morning, and I was like, I had like dad hours, you know what I mean? I was like going to bed at like, 7 o'clock and like waking up at 6. And I said, this is just a horrible. And then the coronavirus happened, and then literally everything changed. And yeah, I got to actually like go outside today. I know. But in my mind, and also from playing many video games, especially ones I feel like just from like the Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo era, I feel like any kind of game that had to deal with the future, any the year that they always landed on, or the year that they always would reference, would be like 20XX, or 2020. Like I believe Mega Man X, the very first Mega Man X, that was a game that was supposed to like take place in the future year, 20, 2020. I don't know. I always envisioned that the year 2020 was going to be a great year. Hey Ricky, take it easy, man. All right, just stay cool. All right, buddy. Did I even salute? Did that even happen? As soon as, whoa. All right, you hear me now? I hate updating my fucking computer. I fucking hate updating. I hate Windows updates. I fucking hate updating my computer. I fucking hate updating my computer. I fucking hate updating my computer. I fucking hate it. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Choppy? Okay, hang on. Any better? Whoa. Ooh, that sounds fucking horrible. Jesus. Give me a second. All right. That sound any better? Jesus, what the hell? I'm serious. If you never have to update your computer, don't ever do it. Just don't update your computer. Don't update it. Windows telling you that Defender needs to be updated, it's fucking lying. It's lying. It's lying. Better. Okay. Let's see if I'm gonna do a little recording here and see what it sounds like. I just wish like Windows wouldn't like Windows has like an update as much as a kid needs to piss in the middle of a movie. It's like fucking slow down on the fucking Coca-Cola, Johnny. For Christ's sake. It's $20 a pop. Seriously. Fucking I'm glad those movies are fucking canceled. AMC's canceled. Anyone have an AMC Stubs card? Pretty sure like the 5 people in the United States who have it are like 90 years old and half dead. AMC was hitting me up to try to buy like a Stubs card. I'm like, are you serious right now? I'm not trying to go to a movie theater. All right. That's like microwavable Corona. That's like instant Corona. All right. I don't need any fucking, packet of instant Corona. Already had enough of that virus and shit. Just a wee bit of a delay of the audio. Okay. I enjoy the movies, but I'm good. I know something about the movies that you guys aren't even aware of. A major industry-wide thing that's going to be happening very soon that the general public is not aware of. But I am. I love learning about shit like that, Talked to a few financial advisors, Suddenly you're realizing there's going to be a massive so back in the day, and there are still some of these around, there was it was more of a popular fad, but it's since then kind of got away. It's a little bit kitschy now, but it's going to be making a supreme comeback. And I mean like the comeback of all industry comebacks, I mean it. So I think it was like they kind of were really popular in like the, was it the 50s and 60s and stuff? And they kind of went out in the 70s. Drive-in movie theaters. Yeah. All these like Cineplex, AMC, Lowe's, and, all these other big, Cineplex, movie companies and stuff. They are all, and I mean every single one of them, like in the next like couple of months, because they're going to try to capitalize now because it's the summertime. They are going to try to do drive-in movie theaters, and they're going to we're talking like we're leveling like entire movie theater complexes just to build a blacktop so you could, put up your screen and have all the cars parked there. Right? That's literally what they're going to do. We're like going back in time. We're all going back in time. There would be toilets. Ah, yes. That would be epic. Well, I mean, I've been to drive-ins before, and it is really fun. I mean, if you're going to a drive-in movie, especially if you got like a convertible. Oh my God, it's amazing. Yeah, I've watched what was it? I watched Nightmare on Elm Street driving. I've watched Pulp Fiction, Aliens, Beetlejuice, Toy Story, and then I'm seeing Raiders of the Lost Ark tomorrow at a drive-in. That's actually like 4 hours away from me. So that's another reason why I guess I wanted to stream tonight, because I figured tomorrow, and I'm not driving thankfully, that I'll be able to just kind of like chill out and just kind of do nothing until I get to the drive-in. But no, it's all good, man. No, you're not behind at all, honestly. We're just chilling right now. But yeah, just again, I wanted to have just kind of like a let's chat, like let's make some music kind of stream, you know what I'm saying? Oh, okay, good. Now that works. I don't understand. Like as soon as I hit one of my sound effect buttons, it just went like fucking dead. Ricky Midgar is probably thinking, oh, Jesus, that Slayer guy's a fucking klutz. You were too young to experience the driving days. Well, they're making a comeback. You know? No one will be missing out on anything now. I'm just like wondering what the hell next is. I mean, for real. I started thinking about it. I'm like, well, if, you know, that thing can make a comeback and that was from like, you know, back in the day, what else is there? And I started thinking about it. I was like, oh, wait a minute, car hops. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like more of like a, kind of like of what like Sonic kind of has, where you kind of just pull up to a speaker, you give your order and you just wait there, and the, you know, the lady on the roller skates or whatever comes out and gives it to you. Those like kind of like Sonic kind of fast food distribution things, McDonald's, Burger King, all those guys, they're all going to start doing it. Getting a nice little buzz before the movie starts. I mean, I'll probably pop some like THC pills or something like that. I got some gummies here that have been really helping me. They're CBD and THC, but they're mostly CBD. Yeah, and I'll probably have some of that. It's Raiders of the Lost Ark though, so it's, you know, it's Indiana Jones. I don't know, like I've also seen that movie like a million times, so it's like I might as well just be flying high, yeah, for that one. You know what I'm saying? But not higher than Ben Franklin's kite, because that would be dangerous. Wait, let's get some more music inside here, huh? Yes. Yes. I just have to find out which. Yeah. Let's get critical shot and this in here. Pop-up drive-ins. I've been to like little pop-up ones. I've only been to like an actual like what was an original drive-in, like the one that, not one that like, you know, was, you know, I've been to, and those ones are fine, the little pop-up ones. I do enjoy those. I've been on vacation, I've seen like little pop-up drive-ins and little rental cars and shit. But I've only been to an official drive-in once, and it was like almost like in Canada. I feel like it was like in Maine or something like that. I drove for like ever to get there. But it was cool because it was a double feature. It was Nightmare on Elm Street, and I think the other one was Raiders of the Lost Ark, maybe. Or maybe it was like the first Scream. I don't know. It was a horror. I just remember, I remember Nightmare on Elm Street, and I just remember being like, I remember like being there and just like drinking like blueberry ale and just smoking like a nice fatty. You know what I'm saying? And then I just had like the windows down. And I was also like maybe like one of like 4 cars there, because it was like really hot out. It was like the middle of July or something. Good times. I can't wait to experience that tomorrow. But anyways. So part of my process when I do all of these songs is that I try to make sure the loudness is matched in between all of them, because Square, they, you know, recorded some to be a little bit more louder and bombastic and have like deeper bass sounds than others because of what was going on, you know, to portray what was going on the screen at the time. But for me as a musician and as an arranger, I want to try to keep things kind of the same audio level so things don't overpower each other. And if I need to, you can kind of see here, if I need to, I can raise and lower the volume levels. So for instance, here on the X Soldier, Let the Battles Begin, you can kind of see here it's at 3.8 decibels above zero. So it's, 4 decibels above zero. It's a little bit, it's like 4 notches louder, and then it goes down to zero. So you kind of get one of these effects. I kind of wanted this French horn here to be kind of a little bit more subdued with what was going on the top, because I didn't want it to overpower. I don't know. Have I seen It too? No, but I saw the first It, and I saw like the original Stephen King's It. Hey, what's up, Kaiga? Yeah, what did you think of it? Have you guys seen the new It remake? What did you guys think of that? I'm kind of a fan of Stephen King, so I always like to hear what people think about, his remakes or his original movies. And some people have, I know like a couple of friends of mine, they fucking hate any of the movies, like even the Jack Nicholson Shining, which I actually really liked. I thought it was kind of cool and spooky. Thought the first It remake was part 1 was better. Yeah. I mean, I've seen a lot of shitty horror movies, like really bad horror movies, like awful ones that I don't even know how they got made. Like, I'm pretty sure the director was just like injecting like liquid cocaine and like liquid LSD into his veins when he was making it. Like, that's how bonkers some of these movies are. But It Part 2 is good. What was the other? I rewatched Hellraiser. I got a 4K remixed, or a remastered version of the original VHS. So someone actually got like the negatives for the VHS print of Hellraiser. All right, they upscaled it to 4K, so it still has some of the VHS effects, and then they made it an MP4 file. Brilliant. Yeah, well, I don't want to talk about it, but yeah. I was getting to that. Some of these horror movies, they have a hard time like wrapping it up. I think it's very cliche for a lot of horror movies to kind of have like a happy ending, or like, oh no, a twist. Like everyone remembers the one on Nightmare on Elm Street with Johnny Depp, Like it looks like it's a happy ending, and then literally Freddy Krueger like kills both of the kids. And it's like ever since then, it's like you're either getting a happy ending or you're going to get a twist ending like that, like the monster comes back. Yeah. You've never seen It before? The original It? There's like, well, also there was like wasn't like a Sci-Fi Channel one as well that wasn't good. I don't know. The sci-fi ones, the only one that they did good was The Shining, in my opinion. The other ones were, I don't know. I hope everyone is also like staying cold as a black ice, because it is very hot in Transylvania, extremely muggy. Like it's so hot that even the vaginas on mosquitoes are sticking together. Even they're having a problem reproducing in this heat. Okay? Let's see. So these little curves right here, these like little curves, this is kind of almost like a fade in that I'm having with the other track, and depending on where you have the curve set for these little fade in brackets, it'll either make the track coming before it fade in sooner or later. I don't know if that makes any sense. Yeah, does anyone have like a am I like, when it gets really hot out and stuff like that, because I'm like, this whole sun, thing, and vaporizing me to death, is anyone ever like paranoid that like in the middle of a real hot day, or like especially at night, a real hot night, like your AC is just gonna boom, just like cut out, and you're just like sweating on the bed, and you look like you're some kind of guilty cartoon character that's like trying to get out of a murder. You're so hot and sweaty. And then you realize you have to go, down to the 7-Eleven, get a bag of ice because you're just burning up like the sun. And you walk in there and you're all sweaty. and you're asking the guy at the register for change for a 20, and you're just sweating bullets all the while he's just slowly inching his finger away to the thief button underneath the register to call the police to have you arrested. And I don't ever get those paranoid feelings. Am I the only one? Because I don't know. I don't know why those thoughts. Also, just having to interact with people right now, I'm just a little bit apprehensive. Cold as fuck. I mean, like not saying nothing. But I'm always like operating like at really low temperatures. Usually, Mrs. Santiago, she's got some high temperature thresholds. Let's put it that way. She's a little hot mama. All right. So Castle Santiago, it's usually a lot cooler. And sometimes I'm goddamn wearing a fucking sweatshirt in the middle of summer in my house. That's how cold it gets. We get condensation forming on the inside of the fucking windows. I feel like I'm gonna make a fucking snowman. Absolutely she is. Known her for almost 14 years now. 13 years. Long time. I mean, I don't know if it's just me. It's just my observation. It seems like as women age, their temperatures fluctuate. I don't know. And I always thought I was like, hot around the collar, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't compare to Mrs. Santiago. I don't know. Anyways. So I got all this fading down and I got like pretty much the first 1/3 of the song done. So the next part, as I said I was going to do like a half hour ago, is I'm going to try to match the loudness of all these individual tracks. As I said, Square, they record all of these tracks at, different volumes depending on what like a character's audio dialogue is going on. If it's just a straight up battle theme blasting in the background, it'll be usually at a specific level. And so I'm trying to make it so they're all at the same level, so one doesn't necessarily overpower the other when I lay them on top of each other. That's what she said. Anyways. What do you want, Bonnie? A mouse? I don't, okay. All right. Not the mouse is gone. So anyways, let me drop these inside here. We're gonna drop critical shot. Now I don't have to like, originally back in the day when you were mixing any kind of audio, you would have to like mix these yourselves and level the audio out yourself. But now you don't really have to. You can just, I run this little program with inside, Adobe Audition. It just matches the loudness, so I can have the settings set. And so I have this ITU RBS, which is just, it's pretty standard for audio loudness matching. I don't know. It's the default. I looked it up a little bit. I used to use Loudness Legacy back when I was doing like version 1, 2, and 3 of Let the Battles Begin, when I was kind of an idiot and I didn't know what I was doing. But this is the one that I use. Sometimes I'll use also peak amplitude if I'm trying to kind of like take out certain peak audio points, like really big crescendos. If I want to try to dull those down a little bit to let something else shine through, maybe like a lower brass instrument, I'll sometimes do that. But for the most part, I'll just kind of match the audio, to their loudness setting. It'll analyze, it'll do its little thing. And I'll just kind of let it do its thing. And then after it's done, the files that are in here, they're ready to go. So we get the Crab Warden, section 2. Then we have Critical Shot. So let's listen to these and see how they sound. What does this one sound like? Yeah, this is exactly what I want. You can kind of like tell, the instruments, they still sound good, right? But if you look at the audio signal, I don't know if you guys can like see this here, but do you see how kind of it's almost like more flat? It's more consistently flat than like, let's say something up here. And the reason why that is because these are electronic instruments and these are real instruments being played. All right. So when they made the Crab Warden battle theme, they were like, well, maybe it was like Suzuki doing it. Maybe Suzuki was like, well, I'm going to make it, you know, using the electronic instruments versus using either a more real sounding, you know, electronic instrument, like a very real sounding instrument, or it was an actual orchestra, which is what I believe they used for some of the battle themes. So that's kind of the other issue that I kind of am facing up against with this, is that I have to somehow make the Crab Warden musical instruments kind of match that of the other musical instruments. I don't know. Maybe in my mind I'm thinking, oh Jesus, this is really complicated, but in actuality it's probably not. The other thing I usually do is, you can kind of see here, I have like these little numbers here that say 103. You know, all these little things that say 103. Some of these are, so that is actually the amount that I've had to stretch this track in order to get the tempo to match another piece of music. So all of this music, it's all within the same key, right? Well, the one thing that is different is that, let's say, Let the Battles Begin, Ex-Soldier, it's considerably faster, actually, than a lot of the other battle themes, which I kind of thought was funny. That even though they were all had the same kind of like frequency that was being put out by every single one of them, it was faster. So I had to slow it down a little bit. Seems hard to me. Well, it's really just mainly about just kind of having a good ear and just kind of like, you know, I guess if you know the music well enough, you can kind of like, you know, do it yourself. Like I mean, like kind of like mix music yourself. Like I have some, like I know how to read music. I know how to write some music, but I'm not like, you know, Mozart. And the one thing I can do though is I can use my ears to kind of like train the placement of these tracks in the song to where when I listen to it all played back, it makes sense. Like it doesn't sound like it's like, you know, sometimes when people arrange music, it's like they really can't tell like when something is like in time with the tempo and not, you know, or someone's got off beats coming on beats, you know what I mean? And it just kind of sounds wonky. What I try to do is I just try to listen for that main melody line and I try to apply it through every track. I don't know if that makes any sense either. My method is, you know, there's really no method, I guess, to my madness. I'm kind of just a psychopath doing all this stuff and just kind of experimenting. But like the intro to this song, it's really good, right? So all we're gonna do is I'm gonna splice it right there. We're gonna bring this over here just so I can listen to this one part. So that ended perfectly, but it was kind of slow, right? It sounded a little too slow to be wrong with everything else, right? Just speed up Suzuki's track there a little bit, okay? So how you do that, they have this properties panel and it's the stretch feature for any track. And when you're dealing with a audio track that has primarily musical instruments in it, which is this, it doesn't have any spoken audio or dialogue or anything like that. You're not trying to change like vocal pitch. You want to use polyphonic as opposed to monophonic, and monophonic is really more used for speech. And I also didn't know that when I originally started doing this, and a lot of my songs when I first started, I just used monophonic because that was the default setting, and there were like things that sounded like audio blurbs, or like my music sounded like it was being played underwater. It just sounded awful. But once I did that, now it's like now you're probably saying to yourself, well, Slayer, if you adjust the song, like the actual speed of the song, isn't that going to actually speed up like the pitch too and make them all sound like chipmunks? And I'm like, well, ordinarily yes, but in this case, no. So if I do, let's have it play like real fucking fast, or way faster. That doesn't sound that good because it's not fully rendered and it's just playing it in real time. But let's say if I selected this here and I selected rendered high quality, it would essentially just render that whole track and it would sound a little bit nicer on the ears. Right now it sounds like a little bit like, you know, kind of like you're listening to it with you're listening to it with speakers that are really just two popcorn bags. Like it just kind of sounds like there's a bunch of stuff flying around your ear. But that's another part that I kind of have to do, is I have to figure out why the hell the developers or why the hell the audio guys decided to speed up and slow down some of these songs, even though they're all literally based on the same fucking music. But that's another part of what I do. And so, for instance, with this Crab Warden, Section 2, I really like the beginning of that, but it may not necessarily fit into what we're doing right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just drag it down here to an area that we're not really using it, and it's going to be muted. So anytime I decide to play it over it again with this little play bar here, it won't play it because I have it muted down here. But we're going to save that for later because I want to save it. And so we get that nice little crescendo. You guys hear that? Nice little like, it sounds like literally someone, you know, rocking their rocking chair back and forth on a cat's tail. Yep. Musical fucking cat getting its tail smushed. Pack a pipe. I'm gonna be. All right, hey, take your time, man. All right. A pipe. Better be tobacco and none of that wacky tobacco. So, anyways, we get this nice little crescendo right there, right? But it's too slow, too goddamn slow. So what my gut is with all of this, with the speed on Crab Warden Section 2, is that it's probably going to be around like 98 speed. I'm going to guess. That sounds good. I wanted to see what this sounds like if I just place it at the very beginning. You can kind of see, like, I don't know if you guys can like see the audio signatures or the actual audio imprint of what the actual sound file sounds like, but they all, because it's all the same song, you can kind of like see like all of these notes are lining up and all of these notes are hitting at once and all of these notes are hitting at once and all of these notes are. And the trick is with the tempo is that you pretty much kind of by eye and by ear, you kind of have to line everything up. And when you think, usually when you think you have everything right, you really don't. You're off by a measure or you're off by a beat, and you play it back and it just sounds like it's like, you know, it sounds like the devil screaming. It's just not very pleasant. And so that's kind of the other downside about this whole process, is that you end up like figuring out pretty quickly what sounds good and what doesn't sound good. Yeah, see, it's almost there. That didn't sound very good at all. Obviously, we're not going to have it in that one spot for this purpose of this video. I'm just showing you that how easy it would be just for us to slip that in there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that didn't sound good at all. But we're gonna bring it a little bit closer in anyways, because it's kind of a little bit off. Yeah, that'll be a little bit better. See, it gets like a little bit off there. It's like, you know, what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna either have to line it up better, and you can kind of see like all of these notes are hitting at once here, and this note here is slightly off. It should be a little bit further in. So what that means is that I gotta probably speed it up a little bit. I'm gonna make it 96. So yeah, I don't know if you guys saw that, but the actual like audio imprint moved further to the left. So it's more in line now with the rest of the tempo of the song. So when all the beats hit on that measure, boom, it'll all sound the same. I don't know. Does that make any sense? Is any of this making any sense? Can someone just smile and nod? I wish I had like a smile and nod emote. You know, you could just be like, yes. Slayer, smile and nod. Yes. Because that's what you do at a restaurant when you have no idea what the waiter's fucking talking about. You just smile and nod. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll take 20. What did I just order? Escargot? Don't even know what the fuck that is. No, don't smile and nod at a restaurant. That's a bad. That's how you walk away at a restaurant with a $400 bill. Ooh, that doesn't sound good. Ooh, but that sounds dope. So we won't have that part there because it starts to kind of go off the rails a little bit melody wise, but that was actually pretty cool. I'm gonna do something about that so it's like, it doesn't sound like, you know, Old man Abernathy honking his fucking Model T horn at you. Get off my goddamn lawn, fucking kids! Get out of here! Goddamn kids. All I had was fucking chili putty. Ooh, that just sounds so rough. You know what, something? Sometimes I like it rough. Yeah, I said it. Okay, so we got a little bit of a... So what I'm doing now is these little lines here, I kind of explained to you before. If you have a track and you just want to have it somehow blend into the track coming before it, you can drag it over on it. But if it's in this situation where I don't necessarily want to hear that ear-piercing like orchestra hit from this track here, from the Crab Warden section, I'll just cut it out. And what this is a fade-in linear line. Essentially, it's instructing the computer program to be like, hey, you're not going to come in so hot on this one, all right, Chief? We're going to slow you down. We're going to slow you right down. All right? We're going to slow you right down. All right, so you hear that? Couldn't hear it. And now we got the Crab Warden coming in on the second beat. Hey, right there. It's not perfect, but you know, that's kind of what I'll probably end up doing for kind of a, I guess kind of a bridge to this whole piece, is that this Crab Warden section, I'll use this as to kind of loop everything back to the beginning, because it's kind of a nice little build up. You know what I mean? Spotify gaming. Well, if it's anything like their music selection, I'm not sure what's they say about their games. Is it going to be like Steam? Because that's what I heard. I heard it wasn't going to be streaming. I heard it was going to be like Steam. And the only reason, and I'm telling you, because I know these software guys, I'm telling you, the only reason that they've even considered making a gaming platform on their like Spotify app is why? It's because everyone on every platform has it. I have it installed on my PC here. I have it installed on my streaming PC. I haven't even installed it on my movie PC, my Plex PC over there. I got it installed on my phone. Wife has it installed on her phone. There's no one who doesn't have Spotify on their phone or on the computer. So if it's just as easy as adding a game library to it like you would Steam. Hell yeah. Those guys are going to make shit tons of money on that. I would have, you know, in order for them to do a streaming platform, they would need to, well, I was going to say they would need the server room or they need the server space. And I'm like, duh, Santiago. They own all the fucking music in the world. They have a shit ton of server room space, but I don't know. These music companies are weird. Ever since Apple, you know, and iTunes and stuff like that, like Microsoft has come along and they've tried to do it. Remember the Zune? You guys remember that? Shit. There's always that one kid in your class, like growing up. I remember just in college, I was like, oh, I run out of iPhones. One kid had a fucking Zune. It's like, oh man, rip. Rest in peace, bro. Man, what happened? Parents couldn't pay for an iPhone because you got braces or something. I don't know. I just remember people getting harassed or having a Zune. And then I remember like literally getting one like at a garage sale and be like, hey, this shit's not so bad. And then I fired it up and I'm like, oh man, this is horrible. I always wanted to use my Zune though, and I think eventually it did become like the doorstop on my first studio. The first like art studio that I had. I think it was the doorstop, pretty sure. Anyways, so now that we have the tempo deciphered and we have the correct speed for the Crab Warden section 2, we want to keep that. We don't necessarily want to throw it away yet. So again, this is going to come down here to track number 5 and it's going to be muted for now. I don't know. I honestly, I mean, I have like my ideas, and I've already tried to express that on social, on Twitter and stuff, and people fucking wanted to curb stomp me. So I can't really say too much else about what else has already been said. The only thing I will comment on, and the only thing that I can really speculate on, is based on what large companies do in reaction to legal problems. And like, for example, I worked for a company. I didn't do anything, but I worked for a company that was pretty much investigated by the FCC. And when that happened, like, to put it in perspective, this is like a multi-billion-dollar company that I had worked for. I won't disclose the company name or anything like that. But when it was investigated by the FCC, like, the way the company operated and did business changed immediately. Like, it wasn't like a week or a month or a day. It was like within like an afternoon, the way that the company was going to conduct its business moving forward based on the investigation triggered by the FCC, things changed very quickly. And usually, and again, it was underneath the threat of legal action as to why it had to adapt and change so quickly. And so when you look at a company like like Amazon, Twitch, Jeff Bezos running that whole shit show, he's looking to make profits as just as much as the next guy. But at the same time, he's pretty much, they're set in their ways. People seem to think that because of everyone coming forward, like, with Warwich, everyone coming forward, and that's the reason why he got banned. Well, Warwich played himself and he got implicated. Okay. And he got caught. So that was a pretty easy takedown, I would say. It was pretty open and shut. But with Dr. Disrespect, it's like, people think that there are people who've come forward with him and or about him and stuff like that. I don't believe that's the case at all. I think if anything, this is more of a financial contractual thing rather than like he broke the rules. I think this is really, they might have cited that he broke TOS, but I think this is more about financial stuff than anything else. Yeah, and seriously, just between you guys and what I know from working for large companies, is that when companies don't come out and say anything, it's because there's something majorly going on behind the scenes legally between lawyers. Like, if you have a really good lawyer like on your side, they'll tell you to shut the fuck up. Like, a good lawyer will not let you say a fucking thing. A lawyer, a terrible lawyer, will let you get, will let you say something before, something has really been, essentially decided. But the point is that I think I don't know. I think anything that's been said has really been pretty much not fabricated or concocted, but almost like strategically done in accordance to what a lawyer's advice would be. It's very, all of this, like, the very vague, reason by Twitch, the no statement from Doc, and everything is being, pretty much moot or normal, aside from the fact that he's not able to stream on his platform of choice. It really does mean that there's something majorly legal going on. That's typically what it means for a company like Twitch to be like, hey, all these fucking guys, you're all gone. Like, it means that there's some kind of big thing going on at the core of that company that is essentially causing them to rethink reshuffle the entire deck. It's kind of like they're playing cards with all these other Twitch streamers, and they're trying to deal some of them out, and they're trying to deal some of them in. And it's kind of like I kind of look at it as kind of like running a baseball team. You're gonna overpay to get really good players in their prime, But when they get old and they stop producing and there are more enticing offers out on the market, they're going to get traded. And that's kind of what I think is happening. You know, that's just what my gut says. I mean, I think he's gonna. I don't think, you know, people are saying, "Oh my God, my life is over. He's never gonna stream again." No, I mean, he's gonna go and do it on another platform. I think he'd rather stick with Twitch because he knows them so well, and you know, he's just got a convenient setup there. But you know, he could go back and do YouTube. That's where he got started. That's where I found him. Yeah, yeah, and I don't know why. You know, I mean, you also just don't know if that. I mean, you really don't even know. You don't even know. I mean, he may have said, "Oh, your Twitcher hasn't given him a reason." They may have given him a reason, and he just doesn't want to come out and say it. You don't even know. You literally don't know. I don't know either. All I'm saying is that so far, every single action, based on how vague it was, how abrupt it was, and how strict it was, indicates to me that there's something behind the scenes legally being discussed with lawyers. Like, lawyers from different parties are trying to hammer out something. That's what I... He probably staged it. Well, people have said that too. I don't think that it was staged, because I mean, that's like his life. That I mean, it's not like, you know, me, I'm doing graphic design work on the side, to to make money, and I have jobs and stuff like that I do. But I don't think that he would stage that, because it is his own livelihood. And it's not like he has nothing to lose either. I mean, he's a dad, and he has property, and he's got responsibilities and things like that. So I don't think that he would necessarily want to kind of be willing to risk like a lot of things. Like, I don't even know, like, I guess, like, if he were to stage it, I mean, he'd have to go and delete his channel. And usually when you delete your channel on Twitch, like, there's like, if you're just like, let's say like Joe Schmo, who streamed like, for 2 years, and then he just calls it quits on Twitch and he just deletes his channel, that channel is still accessible for like a few days. It's not like it just goes down and that's gone. The fact that his was gone pretty fast, that kind of indicates to me that there's larger pieces being moved around. He's fishy. Yeah, I don't think. I mean, that's what a lot of people came out and said about him the first time that this sort of thing happened, and that he took his hiatus, and that's what people thought that was staged. Because nothing, his channel didn't get deleted. There was no reports of him getting banned. He didn't, like, you know what I mean? Like, there was just again, I'm only speaking on what I understand on the corporate, almost kind of like marketing side. Like, if you're working for a tech company or a marketing company or something like that, the only thing that really changes things in the office really quickly is if there's some kind of lawsuit going on. That's generally like what it is. Unless you're underneath the threat of the law, corporations don't move fast to do anything. They're very much set in their ways because they're corporations. Got a message that, and everyone was saying, "Oh yeah, he looked worried." I couldn't even watch his last stream because it's all gone, and I couldn't find any videos of it either. Someone literally just had a 30-second clip of him going on about the most ridiculous conspiracy theory, 5G causing coronavirus. I know he was probably kidding, but it was still ridiculous. Very insensitive. But the other, like, weird thing is that I don't know, like, it was what was it? Like, just a few days ago, I was like saying, man, I was like, Warwich is banned, huh? I was like, shit. He was a pretty decent character streamer, and I always loved his practical effects. And I was like, I guess that means Doc is the only cool character streamer left. on Twitch. I thought I was joking when I said that shit. I thought someone was like, you know, I thought it was one of those fake, like, Nintendo Direct posts. Like, this is fake. This is in Dextero, or this is in Polygon's official article. It's some fucking rickrolled, you know. Can someone link it to me? Because I'm lazy. If someone links it, I'll watch it. Because I haven't seen any of it. Oh yeah, anyways. Let's get on with this, shall we? We'll do a little more of this. Critical shot. Oh god, that sounds awful. That's not the song I want. What song is it, gentlemen? I think it's definitely towards the bottom. Where are you here? Operation Save Aerith. I think this is it. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I mean, hey, I hope that you know, I don't really wish anything bad on anyone. You know, well, I take that back. There are some people I fucking hate. Mostly when people say stupid or do stupid things or just defy general logic. That's usually when I usually, you know, have a stink about anything. You know, I don't people worrying about, you know, celebrity status streamers about like, oh no, he's not gonna be okay. The guy's gonna be fine. The guy's gonna be fine. You know, obviously he wants to. What is it, Z Stanley? You always say this. What the hell is it that you always say? Throw the baby out with the bathwater. I think that's exactly what Twitch is doing. I think they kind of said, listen, we've had the red carpet out for you for a few times. You broke some rules in the past, and I don't know. Do they have someone new in charge at Twitch? Do they have a new boss there that maybe she, you know, he or she just doesn't want to stand for his shit anymore? That's usually a good, the upper management, that's usually a big sign if there's going to be a change. Or if you think that, you know, people at the, you know, there's going to be a big change, it usually comes, you know, from the top. And if it's, you know, someone who's the president, or maybe they got a new president, or maybe it's like a new you know, CMO, or you know, maybe it's a new chief operations officer, who the hell knows? Or maybe it was the CEO. Usually it's someone at the top that's usually, you know, obviously calling those shots. Yeah, new management. Yeah. Someone was saying that they have like a new female president that I guess she's just, is she super left? Because I saw something like that on Twitter. I'm like, I don't know. I didn't think politics were coming into play on Twitch, which is really just quite disgusting if that's the case. Oh yeah, we're gonna do the Operation Save Aerith. We're gonna throw that in there. So I think that this song was, I think when I mixed it on another song, it was 97%. Yeah, I don't think it's no, I don't think it's anything new. No, I think again, I think if anything, it's I don't know. I honestly can't even really say. I'm really just kind of, everyone, assumed that I like knew something. I don't know anything about any of this stuff. I can only speculate on just why. I can speculate more on why Twitch did the things that they did versus why Doc is banned. I don't even. The only thing I can really I can't get my head around, and I've said this a couple of times now, is that companies don't act that quickly if there's no cause. They just won't. A corporation won't spend time and money changing and restructuring things, and we're talking about major money makers for them. We're talking like, that would be like if ExxonMobil, one of their, largest oil refineries, just was like, nope, that's it. That's a pretty big chunk of profit hanging out there that they're not going to no longer make, or they're going to have to, that money's going to have to be made someplace else. So in order for them to say no and cut people, I mean, that's very big. That ain't little. So I guess that's the thing that I kind of go back to, is like, it's big. We don't know what it is, which usually means lawyers are talking about it, which means it's probably even bigger than what people are imagining, or either that or it has something to do with something that no one even knows about. Something that hasn't even maybe been brought to the public eye yet. Imagine if that was real. Dude, Attica wanted to bang Pokey. Pokemon and what is it, Nico? The Hey Boomer girl? Same fucking person as far as I'm concerned. Alright? Can we just all agree? They're the same fucking person. They're the same fucking person. Alright? He wants to be, I remember when I saw that, she was wearing the Bernie Sanders. Pores went out. I mean, I don't know. Simps? What the hell is this? Every time I go on Twitter, it's a goddamn simp nation. I can't even get over it. It's like you can't swing a dead cat around up in the air on the internet without hitting something that belongs to a simp. Back in my day, we didn't call each other simps. All right, we called each other morons and dumbasses and fucktards. That's what we used to call ourselves. Not, you're a simp. You just mean to call me a Simpson, or did you, just a simpleton. Okay. Just call someone a simpleton. Simp is New York? I don't know if it is. Is it? You prefer the older terms? You nincompoop. You old carpetbagger, you. I know, right? Those guys are getting real tilted back in the day. Fucking slapping each other with white gloves and their fucking massive, 9-foot top hats. Just loaded. Like, we're talking like you put it on your head, instant brain cancer. Like, just loaded with a stick of butter of mercury. Just up in that hat. Bit is called Last Moments of Doc by Classic Gamer. Jesus Christ. Hang on, let me make sure my porn folder doesn't come up. I don't get banned on this platform. Hello, Orville. You got your nightstick ready? All right, you guys want me to watch this video? I'm gonna look at it. Okay. Okay. Uh, you said, wow, first search result comes up. Jesus, it's a 10-minute video. Oh, okay, never mind. What the hell? There's like a million clips of this on here. No wonder you couldn't find it. Oh, Jesus, there's one that's 25 minutes long. There's one that's 30 seconds long. Which one should I watch? And how long is this reaction of his that he's getting banned? He was just like, no. The minute and 30-second one? Okay, okay, okay. Oh, wow. He's still got that setup, huh? Cool, I guess. 720p only? What is this? 1998? God damn. All right, let's see if this will work.
I was watching that documentary on what's this guy? Ike, I-C-K-E. Older gentleman. Anybody know who I'm talking about? I forgot his first name.
What the hell is even going on here?
David Icke. Yes, Alex. Yes. I like him.
He's talking about a documentary filmmaker? Okay.
Even if like it's like it just kind of, you know, rather than this, it's on Netflix. I believe it's on Netflix. Or is it Amazon? It's one of the two. It's either Amazon or Netflix. Little documentary on him. It's pretty enlightening. All it allows you to do is just sort of like, you know, allows you to step outside of the box just a little bit. Whether some of the stuff is not true or not, whatever. I think the whole goal though is to wake up.
Okay. Does he do cocaine?
I actually bought the, Mrs. Assassin bought the book, actually, not me. I shouldn't take the credit. She's staring at me right now with a blade saying, I did. Bought his book, too. Things like this thick. I'm going to read it, though.
That was it? That was the video? That's what people are claiming, like his life was shattered from. Really? Guys, I don't know. I think you're kind of stretching with that one. He had a bigger reaction when he, the first time this happened. Yeah, that wasn't really anything. I mean, I don't watch him as much or at all as much as I used to, but that didn't really seem that out of the normal. That's what people are really pointing to, huh? He acts like it a little? Well, I mean, you know, he is supposed to be this intense guy and, you know, stuff like that. He's supposed, I mean, I don't know. He looks like, I always joked like, you know, he looks like a NASCAR driver from the 80s. And if you look up a lot of the NASCAR drivers from the 80s, they were all doing cocaine. That wasn't it. I mean, I just wasted a minute and 30 seconds of my life. All right. Isn't like making me jump through the hoops to watch this shit. All right, let me see if I can really find it this time. The real one. He ended while watching Roblox. Man, what the hell is even that? What is Roblox? I'm so out of the loop. Can someone explain to me what that is? All these guys, they're all trying to do the exact same thing. There's a 10-minute one here. Of the VOD. Robot detox? Oh my god. So this is not the what the hell is going on? All right, whatever. I'm in it now. Whatever. I'm just watching.
Data miners found a giant rocket under the map in between Park and downtown. Yo, Doc, put Dolby Atmos on you so you can fix your audio. You watch your goddamn mouth. Doctor, I think you missed my last donation. But fear not, here's another. I'm making one for you soon. I'll hit you up on a pager later. See you soon, Doc. And it's a link to a picture, Danger Cop with a $5 donation. I'm looking at it.
Oh, that's how Danger Cop got all of his views. He decided to do the Santiago method and donate.
That's not even me. Champions Club Doctor fan, thank you for the $3. Unless you're like trying to like start a new channel called Danger Cop, and then like you're like gonna try to enter my world, the digital realm. It's just not gonna happen.
Oh man, poor Danger Cop.
First off, I love the passion though. I'm not saying you don't try. Right? I'm saying don't like. I'm just not gonna go. Oh yeah, come right on in. Sure, I'll hand you millions and hundreds of millions of dollars as we take a journey into Hollywood. It's not that simple.
What is he talking about? What?
With that said, I have yet to see someone that's on my fucking level, baby. Whew.
I'm waiting for that moment of where he looks like he's...
And I'm not trying to be disrespectful or anything. Like, I can't wait till I see. I can't wait.
Okay.
Till I
Thank
see
you.
that next
Thank
level.
you. I'm glad someone is telling me where to go.
Wait.
I don't want to watch this all the way through.
It'll happen. Reddit.
People sent me... Okay, so put it in perspective. Yesterday and the day before, I got like all these different clips sent to me. I'm pretty sure it was just this thing hacked to bits, and it was like 10-second little Twitter DMs. Is this actually where it is? Is this actually it? Or is this like some other stream that is not it?
Staring at me right now with a blade saying, I did.
So wait a minute, we just watched this. Okay.
Bought his book too. Things like this thick. I'm gonna read it though. Tomorrow, will you be playing Roblox Hide and Seek Extreme on stream? Hold on, what's that? Roblox. Hide and Seek Extreme.
An MMORPG for real fantasy fans. No cartoons, no bubbles.
Hello, Crash Nation. It's me, Ash, and I'm here with Chris.
Hello.
And today we're playing hide and seek. Yeah, let's throw him a taunt. He has the camera guy, so he's good.
Okay.
This is it?
This is the ladder stage.
Oh yeah, the bedroom. Let's go. I bet you this guy knows this teleport though.
Yeah, let's go to our, you want to do the pillow one or the drawer one?
Let's do the pillow one. They
So
say
far,
the
this isn't
drawer
really
one
outside the
first.
normal of anything he'll do. He'll just say like, "What the fuck is this?" and I'll
Okay,
probably
well, I am
smash his
excited.
desk.
I've been loving playing hide and seek lately.
Yeah, oh man, it's so addicting.
This
I know,
gameplay
right?
is giving me brain damage though, legit. So I hope you're all happy.
People are being found. I thought we had time to hide.
I feel like I'm literally
Or are they
losing
just
the years of my
gonna
life.
People leave the game.
Oh, maybe. Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Let me see. Yeah, it's still in there. They should not be being found right now. What's going
Very
on?
Charlie Sheen at his worst.
Oh, I'm trying to get on the tip of that. Yeah, check it out.
Oh
see me?
my, oh my, oh my. Wait, what?
Oh, oh, that was easy.
I guess they left. Wow, good job.
Dang.
Alrighty then. Okay, let's see what map we get next. I didn't really get to see you up there. Were you on the top of the statue?
I was on top of the knight.
When he's
wow,
playing?
That's crazy.
Like, standing.
Okay, it's bedroom again. It's bedroom. We can try it
What
again.
the hell is this?
Who is the seeker?
What
this
was
time?
that?
Unless, of course, you are the.
Was that part of his stream? Wait, that's his transition? You gotta bear with me because I haven't really watched him for a while, but that's his transition? Alright, just checking.
The seeker.
Oh no, then everyone's in big trouble.
Dun dun dun. That would be bad. That would be bad. Let's see. I have a 9.09% chance. 10% chance. Oh, it's gonna be. Oh, I thought it was gonna be you for sure.
It's getting close. It's getting close.
Okay. See you later. Good luck finding us. Bye. Let's go. Let's get out of here. Oh no.
Taunt, taunt, taunt. Choo.
You guys are taunting her. I did not taunt her this time. Let's go. Can you
I
hide?
taunted.
Can you hide in the garbage can?
Can you?
I didn't notice the garbage can underneath the desk. Oh, wait! Everyone
Wow.
keeps leaving.
Okay.
Okay, guys, stop leaving.
They really don't like being it.
I guess not.
Ever.
I like being it. Pick
Don't
me.
ever make me
Pick
it. I never
me.
want to be it. No.
I know, right?
No.
David
Pick
Icke.
me. I'll be it.
No, bad. No.
I ordered his book too.
Bad.
Yeah, I want to be it.
No, bad.
Oh, the backyard. The backyard.
Oh.
Dude just left. He just, honestly, he looks like he's
Appreciate everyone
stoned.
watching
Who is
today.
it in the backyard? Who is
Oh,
the
shit.
Backyard's tough.
We'll
We
get
don't
th-
really, yeah, like you said, we don't really know so much.
Oh,
Yeah,
what
We'll
the
get
hell?
through this Champions Clip. I know it's a tough.
Because I don't know this one well.
Life's weird right now.
Yeah, look. Oh,
We'll-
it did. It did. It did.
We'll get through this, okay? And
Hey, Christopher.
What is going on here?
You better not taunt me. How dare you?
fuck.
You get to try it.
Join the Champions Club right now. Whether you're tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3 to out of your mind, or your Amazon Twitch primed to death, commit to the Champions Club and transform your life forever.
I don't know. I think if that's what really people are calling as being the, oh yeah, this is where he found out or whatever. I don't know, guys. But that was it. I guess no. I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even really know what to make of that. I don't really think if that's what really everyone's pointing to, then I have no idea what the hell that I just watched. I don't know. I'm starting to think that that doesn't really look like anything out of the ordinary that I haven't seen. I don't know. It seems like it's pretty much par for the course for any other stream of his, right? I don't know why. I don't know why everyone's, you know, pointing to those moments as being like, oh yeah, this is where he, like, you know, he found out or whatever. I don't know. That's just me though. I didn't see a reaction that looked like it was weird that he was saying like, oh, we'll get through this or whatever. But I don't know what the, I don't know. It's, it depends. It depends. Yeah, what are you talking about? What do you mean no? I've literally seen that guy end a stream by smashing his desk like to bits. There have definitely been times where he's just raged and walked out. There were times when he like broke his computer mouse and he just walked away and the stream was just over. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I don't know. I don't know. That didn't really indicate to me that, you know, oh yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that's not, I mean, there have been many times that he's just ended the stream. He'll literally just walk away. What he probably does, because this has even happened to me, I've been pissed off, I've walked away, I've been so pissed off that I'll like have a cigarette out the back door. I'll forget that I'm still, I remember I did it once when I was doing Apex Legends like last year. I was so pissed off that I couldn't get like an LMG or I forget what the actual gun's name was. I hated it though, and it was the only gun I had left, and I was getting surrounded, and I was just like, I hate this gun. And I remember I slammed the desk and I walked away. And then 5 minutes later, I was like, oh yeah, fuck, I was streaming, wasn't I? Just, it happens. Sometimes when you get mad, you forget, just walk away. But yeah, that didn't seem like it was anything out of the ordinary. Not really at all. Unpredictable, yeah. My observation, the only observation I could really make based on stuff I saw yesterday and then this stuff today, like he looks bored. Guy, he's talking about books. He looks bored. You know, if I played the same game over and over again, which I did, and it literally drove me insane, and it made me hate first-person shooters, and that's a big reason why I don't really play them, stream them online anymore. Because it kind of got to be the point where I felt like I was only getting better at FPS games, but I wasn't really enjoying myself, and it was Apex Legends, which, let's face it, it's a dead game now anyways. So I can understand that. But it's another thing if you're streaming and you're making, you know, a lot of money from it, and that's like your livelihood. It's like, well, what do you do? If you're a baseball player who is signed to a contract to play baseball, but you don't actually want to play baseball, what do you even do? So it's like, I don't know. No, Ghost Tom, I don't think it's like anything like, you know, I don't think he cheated on his wife or anything like that. No, I don't think that's the case at all. He would. Yeah, but I don't think it has anything to do. I don't think it has anything to do with him and his wife. No. And she's part of their family, so it's like she's obviously involved in like what's going on with like his business decisions, I'm assuming. So she probably is aware to some extent. Laura might be just telling me just to be like, yeah, it's business as usual. We really can't say anything right now because we're still getting information. You know, I mean, no one really knows. I don't know. No one knows. The one thing that does get me really upset though, and I saw this a little bit yesterday, which was total horseshit, was people going after Cray Sounds, which is like, god damn it, this girl already went through that before, and she fucking like nearly like deleted her social media. I don't like it when people get chased away from social media for the wrong reasons. People were like harassing her and asking questions about Dr. Disrespect. I'm like, even if that really was true, what happened before, don't like go taking it out on her. He did. Well, supposedly. No one, it's never been confirmed or denied. It's never been confirmed either, though. Like, if it was just like, let's say like just Summit, just only Summit got banned from Twitch, or only Shroud, or, you know, Shroud's not on Twitch anymore, but, you know, Sheriff Eli, let's just say Sheriff Eli banned. No reason given. None at all. There would be theories all over the place. People would be saying, oh, he sabotaged the company, he blew up the headquarters, you know, people would be coming up with all sorts of things. Because this is all happening right now, literally after the week of Warwitch and all these other guys' list of what seems to be like 30 streamers deep now, of all just getting immediately banned from the platform. That's why people are coming up with these ideas and theories and stuff like that, because they're just saying, oh, look at what just happened. All these people were banned. And now Dr. Disrespect is getting banned for the same thing, which is, no one really knows. I know, that is true. There are some people from his community that, and I'll say this, and I've said this many times on Twitter, publicly, that there are some people in his community. I agree, Z Stanley. There are some people in his community. Let's see, how did I put this? I said this to someone today very eloquently. Some of the guys from his community, some longtime supporters, they they kind of get on me because I am very vocal about the negative experience I had being a mod for his community and dealing with the people that I was dealing with there. And I think some people look at that as me being ungrateful, or me attacking Dr. Disrespect, or me, trying to discredit him or something like that, which is not really the case. I just didn't really like playing favorites in that server, and I think some of the other mods did. And when it came time for me to ban someone and then another mod reversed the ban based on stuff that I had found out and brought towards the mod ship's light, my ban was reversed. So I was like, I'm done with that shit. Why did you even have me in here as the mod if you weren't going to really let me make decisions? So, and then I think ever since then, people kind of just assume that I'm, out to get Dr. Disrespect or out to discredit him or anything like that. When in actuality, I've always had a friendly rivalry with him. We've gotten into games and matches together. He's never made a stink. He knows who I am. I've done design work for him. I think just some of his fans, they take Dr. Disrespect a little bit too seriously. Ah, yes, of course, Mr. Monty. That makes perfect amount of sense. Why don't you put your tinfoil hat back on? Thank you, Z Stanley. I don't, people who usually make that assumption about me are just people that don't really know me. They kind of just look at what's on the surface, which is just, a guy with long hair and sunglasses. I'm really just here to enjoy games and just kind of have fun and laugh. That's really it. If I happen to gain followers or lose followers, I don't really care. As long as everyone here is having fun and I'm having fun, that's really all I care about. I don't care about being the best or getting the most amount of kills in a game. I used to really care about that shit. A little while ago. I got so concerned and wrapped up with trying to become the best at a single game that ended up, kind of falling apart in hindsight, that I burnt myself out. And I told myself I'd never do that again. Never again. It's good to have variety in your life, you know what I mean? Don't just stick to one thing. Spice it up a little bit. It'll keep your mind fresh. Ah, come on. No. I sometimes just wish that people could kind of see that, at the end of the day, I'm really just a fan. I'm really just a fan. I'm a fan of games. I'm a fan of big personalities. Fan of brands too. I'm very loyal to specific brands. You know what I mean? Do I remember Skylius? No. I don't. That name does not sound familiar. what the hell is it? I like Star Trek games. I know. I just got a copy of Star Trek Armada, like a downloaded version of it on my gaming PC, and I'm gonna install that soon and get that up and working so I can do a single player playthrough of that. Okay, that's probably why I don't know her. I wasn't really close to it. The mods there, like the only mods that I actually ever met, like in person, it was all of his mods for the exception of maybe Omega. Bulky I didn't meet in person. But Red Sox, Brooklyn, and there was one, oh, Afro, Attack of the Afro. All those guys that I met, they're all really cool guys. The one final thing I'll say about this whole thing, these character streamers, these character personas getting banned, you know, I think it's also some people are really quick to say, oh yeah, these character streamers, they're the problems. They're the bad ones. And I don't think that's really the case at all. I'm not you know, I'm not squeaky clean by any means. I've had problems with people, verbal arguments, online, offline. You know, I'm human at the end of the day. Even though I'm only, you know, I'm a vampire, I still am flesh and blood. So I still have emotions, and you know, I think you know, people those, especially Warwitch, those guys give character streamers like me a bad rap. They do. You know, it's kind of like you're in a giant band and you're performing. You have one trumpet player who's flat or out of key, makes the whole band sound bad. All right. Yeah, I agree. Yes, pooped on the okay. You probably just forgot to pay some due or something dumb. No. You forgot your dues! You're fired! No, I don't think it was something like that. Someone was floating an idea, oh, it's tax embezzlement or something. I'm like, you're out of here. And I'm like, man, some of you guys on Twitter, you got way too much fucking time. You come up with these ideas. Tax embezzlement. Are you kidding me? You know how hard that is to get away with now? Bad apple spoils the barrel. Yeah, sometimes. But I mean, I guess what I'm here to say is that that's not true. You know, I'm not again, I'm not saying I'm a golden goose here. You know, I'm not saying I'm sitting on a nest shitting out, you know, gold bricks out of my anus. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying, though, is that not every character streamer is bad. Yes, some of them are bad. The ones that I've met and associated with, for the majority part, they're not really that good, but there have been good ones. Good ones like The General. Good ones like Cosmic Lightning. You know what I mean? Good ones like Mudwall Hauler. Good ones like The Uncle Joe Show. Other character streamers. Good ones like The Grim Reaper. The guy who's literally, you know, he's literally the Grim Reaper. He's wearing a Grim Reaper mask. I know he's in Dark Forces. That's like, those guys are the good guys. And I was saying this to Z Stanley, because Z Stanley offline was asking me, it's like, well, what's the connection with all these streamers and stuff like that? And I said, you know, everyone is, I said, everyone's a loser. Everyone is a loser in life. And it's only when they have a following and they're put up on a pedestal that you can see both the really good and the really bad parts about them. And if they're a really like not so good person, then the bad stuff usually ends up outshining the good stuff. And I'm gonna just say this right now, there is no fucking way in hell that I could have ever predicted that Warwitch was going to, you know, be implicated in trying to diddle a minor. I didn't wake up in 2020 and was just like, I wonder how the leader of my streaming team is going to completely fuck everything up in his career. What a poet. Thanks. I'm a regular Ralph Waldo Emerson. That's a poet, right? Yeah, yeah. Oh yes, I'm getting so distracted here. I'm not even like, you know, like I could show you my eyes right now. I got like luggage underneath my eyes. I don't know if you can even like see it from there. It's, look at that. Bags underneath my eyes. When the news is just nuts 24/7 in this world that we live in, it's just how do you even sleep? How do you even sleep at night? I've done eye reveals like long ago. Here's your eye reveal. Now shut up! One other thing I'm working on right now, Comrades, and that you should know about. That all of this behind you here, all gonna change. All gonna change. Setup is gonna change. Even my desk position is gonna change. I'm gonna shift how my studio is done. I'm gonna reformat my streaming computer. It's gonna take a while, but it's something that I have plans for. It's pretty much like all these phases that our governments are making us go through to get out of the coronavirus. Well, we get the 3 phases of Slayer. First, we have the organization phase. All right, I'm getting all my assets already. All right, I'm getting my fat ass already too. New stuff. Yep. Got a lot of things that I'm excited for. I'm getting a lot of. It's like weird. Like after you get like a certain amount of subs on YouTube, PR companies, like gaming PR companies, will just start to contact you and be like, "Would you like to review our game?" Sure. So that's the other part of this whole thing, is that I'm gonna make a scene for the stream, and I'm gonna set up a custom, like, it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be Flash or something like that. It's gonna be a custom giveaway like system that I implement into the streams. So anytime I want to give away like a game code, which I'm getting like a bunch right now, I just don't really have a, I can't do it through Nightbot because it's YouTube, and that's how I would normally do giveaways. I'd be like, yay, everyone type the word whatever in chat, and I try to give something away that way. That worked on Twitch, but it doesn't really work the same way on YouTube. So I'm working with a couple of guys to actually build some kind of like Flash, actually some Flash like program that would work with my OBS. So that's going to be kind of cool, and that's going to be kind of integrated into these changes. We're going to have like new, still going to be me, it's just going to like look different behind me. We're going to have stuff that looks a little bit more cinematic, I guess, a little bit more professional. I'm going to have like 3D backgrounds made as well, not just like, you know, generic ass stuff. But it looks amazing already, but our company's ready for your honesty. Oh, if I like don't like a game? Yeah, no, the companies, they all, it's weird, like in the contracts, when you agree to like, you know, get some of these review codes, they say right there just to not be a yes man and just not say, like they want you to be critical of it, you know what I'm saying? They will never be ready. Who will never be ready? Me? Let's be honest, you don't sugarcoat shit. No, I really don't. You want to know why? because in the advertising and design industry, that's called dicking around. And we don't do any of that shit, especially when we're underneath the clock to get an advertisement out to Asia by 4 a.m. There's zero of that. The gaming companies, it's like weird. It's like not like I got review codes for 2K games for a bunch of like the BioShock collection and stuff, which was great. It's not from like directly from 2K. It's from almost kind of like a media company that's responsible for like gathering data, like marketing data, to be used to, I would assume, to sell back to video game companies to you know, to gauge, you know, how well their products sold and how many viewers each stream got that were playing your game, and you know, blah blah blah. They do a bunch of number crunching and stuff. So, but yeah, no, I tell people exactly like how it is. If they give me a game that stinks, I'm gonna tell them it stinks. You know, because I'm an old curmudgeon and I was raised playing Nintendo games. Nintendo, their bottom line was the gold standard. You know. There's a reason why they made all of those old NES cartridges go through rigorous testing, because they wanted to make sure that everything they released on that console was quality. So, that's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say about it. Why aren't my little things... I had my scene transitions working and now they're not. I'll never understand this shit. That sounds good. What part of the song am I looking for? No kidding. You can't disagree. You can't disagree with anyone online. My favorite was when people were responding to my tweets and be like, "You're not a real Champions Club member." And I'm like, "Well, neither are you, you fat fuck. Sit behind your fucking keyboard, slobbering all over yourself like a fat piece of shit. Go fuck yourself, you buck-tooth idiot." That's all I gotta say about that. No, yeah, everyone always thinks that you're causing a stink because you have some kind of political ulterior motive. It's like, what are you talking about? Like when people start accusing me of like, I love it like when this, honestly, for real, like, you know, you want to get real for a second. I don't know if anyone, you know, if you guys are my age. But one thing I've had a hard time really communicating how important the protests are, the Black Lives Matter protests are, how important it is that we social distance for coronavirus and that we continue to make sure that, you know, our whole country doesn't get infected. My parents are the ones that don't get it. Everyone who's my age and younger, they get it. Everyone who's older than me, they don't get it. People who are in their 40s don't understand. For the majority. People who are my age, they get it. It's like automatic. The people that I see who are not, you know, social distancing, they're old people. And it's like, do these people have a death wish? Do they feel like their amendments are being infringed on? I mean, if that's the case, that's just like, I don't know. Like when you have every major scientist in the world saying this is a deadly disease and a lot of you will die from it if you don't, you know, take precautions. It's like, I'm not the smartest guy ever in the world, but God damn it, I'm going to listen to those guys because I'm not a scientist and I can't pretend that I know anything about, you know, viruses or pandemics or anything like that. If people really go out there and say, I think you're fake, or I think you're phony, or I think you're full of crap, or like closing down the country was a bad idea, go ask some of the other European countries that have 0 cases of coronavirus now because they were able to close down their countries and their provinces for like 2 weeks. The only reason the United States wasn't able to fully do that is because our technology infrastructure fucking blows. All of these corporations pretty much all had to scramble because they realized they weren't going to let their 90-year-old employees drag their sick, stupid, boring, dull asses to the office because it's a stupid, dumb, outdated concept that should have been discontinued 40 years ago. Those people. I'm not going to listen because I'm not a scientist. What was it? I saw the video of they were all Karens, but they were all these like high-strung mothers down in Florida being like, do you hear yourselves? You're killing the American dream. And I'm like, bitch, American dream's been dead for a long time. If you're just figuring out it's dead, you got bigger problems in your life than a fucking coronavirus. You better take a hard fucking look at yourself in the mirror and then give yourself a big smack across the face. Those people get me upset because they're flagrant and just, quite frankly, stupid attitude towards everything, and just kind of like that they're almost like immune to anything because they want to be right. They're putting, you know, people like my grandmother like at risk. You know? And it's like, if anyone lives down in Texas, like if any of you guys live down in Texas right now, I feel sorry for you. It's like I feel sorry for anyone who's never played a video game. I try not to think about those things late at night as I lay down on the Tempur-Pedic coffin, but they do cross my mind, and it does make me a little bit sad because there are people out there who don't play video games, and there are people out there who don't believe that being socially responsible won't help save lives, which is, you know, that low level of thinking is just something that I feel like I'll never get beyond. It irks me that there are people walking around on the planet, first of all, that they think the planet is flat, and then second of all, they think that they're not going to get this virus. You know? If anything, this whole coronavirus thing and the Black Lives Matter protests, it really made it real fucking crystal clear about who you could talk to seriously about things and who you could bullshit and fuck people around with. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I have friends now and family members that I know where it's like, I'm probably never going to talk to them again. Because if I do, it's going to end with me getting in the paper for murder. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I agree. I want everything to go back to normal. I want everyone to put on a fucking mask so we can all get to our lives again. I don't want to be living through this shit for another year. Are you kidding me? I'm old enough as it is. I don't want to be fucking around with a mask anymore. You see how big my mouth is? It sucks wearing a mask. Have you ever tried to suck blood out of someone's neck wearing a fucking mask? It sucks. And not in a good way. A horrible way. It's not fun. That's why I want it over with. And I really wish, like, the senior citizens that just want death to come, I wish we would just give them shirts. Just give them shirts that say, I'm next. So everyone knows, like, yeah, hey, Mr. Abernathy, he doesn't want to wear a mask because his wife has been dead for 2 years and he's been drinking himself, you know, stupid for the last, you know, year and a half. He needs to go. I mean, I really, like, my heart really wants it to just go away, but my brain, you know, the thing that keeps me awake at night. That's the thing. I really don't think it's gonna go away. Hey, what's up, Game Shower? I was mixing until I got completely distracted. I'm mixing some music for a Final Fantasy VII mod for the PC version that incorporates all of the battle music effectively in a way that so pleases me into one track. So it combines them all. And the reason behind that is because Final Fantasy VII on PC, when you are going into a standard battle, it is only able currently to process one song. You can't have like a dynamic audio system like they have in the remake where it's like, oh, yep, chapter 2, we're going to have a different version of Let the Battles Begin. Up, chapter 8, different version of the battle theme here. It's very rudimentary in that regard. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Yeah. Sounds pretty good. I need to work on it a little bit more, but can you replace the music in the PC? Yes, you can. Yep. That's what we're gonna do with this. Once this is all done, and I have it I have it arranged in a way where it could perfectly loop once all the way through without any extra, tracks being added or anything like that. Like if I cut it just right, it's gonna loop all the way through once, and then it'll start at the very beginning. The question is that there's kind of this ramp up here to the song, which is part of the Huntsman battle from Remake, and I'm not sure if I can actually incorporate that in the game. Like I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to have this whole orchestra ramp up to the melody. Yeah, just like the hair cutting places being open. I mean, that's fine, but the thing is, I'm not gonna be the guinea pig. Yeah, I mean, I'm not, if people like, I'm not shaming people for going out and stuff like that. Obviously, different strokes for different folks. Some people are handling this, whole thing a lot better than others. I think some people who are handling it the best are really introverts. People who are generally stay inside, maybe a video gamer, someone like me. This hasn't really bothered me that much. Having the platinum due to all these new games? Oh my god, you gotta go. Well, I mean, dude, I spent 145 hours platinuming Final Fantasy VII Remake because of all the dresses. All the dresses you gotta get for every character. And if you don't do it right in like a specific order, it's like you have to go and replay that wall market thing, going through the collapsed highway like 7 or 8 times. So I hear you. I mean, Z Stanley would tell you what was it, the 3 weeks after that game came out, I really didn't do much other than play that game. It's challenging. The gameplay wasn't super hard towards the end, but that fucking pull-out minigame, I'll never get over that. I'll never forget Jules. Never. Bahamut was not the hardest boss in the game. Nope. It was Jules. Yeah, go figure. A boss like Jules, that makes sense for him being the boss of a game coming out in 2020, because he was one of the worst bosses. Easily. I hate him. I want to punch him in his face. I just want to beat the living hell out of him. Have I ever wanted to hurt a digital character more? No. Do I want to kill Jules? Yeah. I'd like to see him dead at the bottom of a well. Sure. I mean, I'm not going to go as far as to like make death threats out to to the voiceover actor that played him. For God's sake, that whole Last of Us Part 2, people like literally bullying the motion capture actress who played Abby to the point of where she deleted her social media? Like, what? Are we really there yet? Where people can't even exist because of creative projects that they take part of without people having a problem? I'll be honest, I don't like playing as Abby. I think she's a fucking brute. Compared to Ellie, she's horrible. I don't like her. I think she's a dumb character. Am I gonna go and attack the actress who played or portrayed her in the motion capture for Sony? No. Why the fuck would I do that? I don't know. I don't know anything about the game, man. I don't know any. I'm currently playing it too. I'm only on day 3, so I don't actually know. There's nothing that's been said to me that's like spoiled anything. I don't think there's anything that I could say to you that's gonna be like, whoa. Even though I saw like the leaks and stuff that came out like months ago and whatever, they leaked like the whole game on YouTube. I saw that stuff, so I know what to expect. But yeah, honestly, Game Shower, I'm pretty sure there's like only like 3 people who actually know what The Last of Us Part 2 is, or I think a lot of people are probably saying, what the hell is Slayer talking about, a part 2 for a soap opera or something? It's a good game. It runs like amazing on my base model PlayStation 4 from like 2016. I can't believe Final Fantasy VII Remake and The Last of Us Part 2 look so good on that console. I don't know how they did that. 2 years earlier? Yeah. That's exactly like where I'm essentially. I just finished that part. It is an amazing game. I know people were really not in love with the story and stuff like that, but I don't really have any big problems with it. Well designed. It's too bad that the whole, that whole studio crunch thing came out and, kind of put a dark cloud over Naughty Dog, I'd say, during the release of this thing. Yeah. Yeah, I am too. I got a review code for Cyberpunk, so that was surprising. I remember I didn't even think CD Projekt Red was going to even get back to me, and then they were like, here's a code, just sign up for the form. And I was like, what? Just sign this. They pretty much make you go through a form, and then you have to link all your social media and stuff on there. That's the problem with all these beautiful games. I know, they come out and they catch your eye, and then before you know it, you're completely whisked away, and you forgot about the game you were playing. It's always the data miners and leakers that ruin the game. Well, yes, that's true. But at the same time, now I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, right? Because I've helped communities before crack certain games to leak out information and stuff like that. I say this to you, people who want to criticize leakers, it's fine to. In fact, what they are doing is not technically legal. However, if anything, and I'm, sometimes they rise to the occasion, sometimes they don't. The developers need to get better about cracking down on making sure that people aren't breaking into their games. You know what I'm saying? I have a program on my PC right now where I could pop in a PlayStation 4 game and I could look at every single one of those game files, audio files, image textures, code, anything that's on that disc, I'm going to see it. Sony and Nintendo and Microsoft, they all need to get better about making sure that they're secure, that their servers are more fucking secure, that people can't just, hack into their, data network and just steal information. Wait, what? Yeah. They gotta just stop. They gotta get tougher about protecting their intellectual properties. Hackers aren't stupid. And so I kind of got the same way when everyone was like, oh, it's too bad Final Fantasy VII Remake got leaked. And I'm like, it's too bad that Square and Sony decided to upload Final Fantasy VII Remake, the digital version, to a place on a website where you could just go ahead and download it Why did they do that? That shouldn't be, we shouldn't be saying shame on the leakers and hackers for that. That should be shame on Sony and Square for not locking their shit up tighter. Yeah. No, yeah, I was really surprised. They got back to me. It was like in December. I had asked for it. And they were like, wow, yeah. They were like, well, they were like, it was like, sign up. I don't know what it was. I sent an email to them. I just literally sent an email to them, to like their PR email. I was just like, hi, I'm, a content creator, whatever. And I've been following your game for a while and I'd really love to, be able to get a review code. Could I get a review code? Then I just put my YouTube channel and stuff inside there. And then 2 weeks later, automated risk message, with an agreement. They were like, here you go. Game leaked. Same happened with Kingdom Hearts 3. Sold about a month before. Did they ask stuff like a minimum, like social status? Well, they usually make you like one of the forms that they made me do was I had to authenticate like my YouTube and sign into my YouTube channel through their website. It was through like MailChimp or something like that. Whatever the survey was through, it was through that. But yeah, and there obviously must have been some criteria that I met. It seems like, honestly, like what I've noticed is with the bigger the game, like honestly, it's hard for the hardest games it is for me to ever get codes for. It's Nintendo games. I don't ever, these 2K games, these like BioShock Collection and Borderlands Collection and the XCOM stuff. These are the first Nintendo Switch games that I've gotten since the game launched, or since the console launched in 2017. I got a few codes for some digital games only, but only recently have I gotten stuff for the Switch. Sony and Microsoft, they're usually pretty good, but I'll get a lot of stuff on PC pretty regularly. Like I got Mafia Definitive Edition, Mafia Remastered 2 and 3. Those were all just sent to me on PC. I didn't even have to ask for those. But again, I think it's like once you get signed up for enough of these PR things, it kind of just starts rolling along. I don't really know how to describe it. Well, that's if you go directly through Square Enix. See, I found that out too, and I was deterred from signing up through them. All right, Game Shower. I'll give you a little hot tip. Just because you don't meet a criteria based on what the direct publisher is looking for to give out a review code, that doesn't mean separate PR companies are going to have those same lofty, criteria. You know what I mean? There are some gaming PR companies out there, they'll let you in and you can apply to any kind of key as long as you have over a certain amount of subs. Certainly not 10,000. If it was 10,000 for any of these ones that I get keys for, like if that was the criteria that I was to meet, I would not get any. Square Enix, they talk out of their ass sometimes. I love them to death and they make great games, but some of their... I will not get over this. Square Enix trying to enforce an embargo during the pandemic when the game was already released, like in Australia, certain parts of New Zealand, and parts of Britain, and Germany, because their stores had already had to send out their product before they closed, before the shutdowns happened. And Square Enix is coming out being like, please don't stream the game, guys. And it's like, hey, Square, that train to Midgar is gone, okay? When the coronavirus hit and you sent things out to be shipped out, that's when the embargo ended. And people were getting all pissed off at streamers and stuff for streaming early. It's like, even though some of the company-wide decisions that they made made me scratch my head a little. Like, whoever heard of imposing a media embargo during a pandemic when more than half of your fan base has copies of the game and your other half, or maybe even your larger section of fans, your cross section of fans between the United States and Japan, they don't. I found that to be extremely tone deaf. That just didn't seem right. seemed a bit off. But I don't know. I digress. All right, let's listen to this one more time through, and then I'm gonna go rest my vocal cords.
Just bear
Wait,
with
what
him
the hell
for
is
me,
this?
Would you?
Oh, okay, I see.
May the wills of those who fight never cease!
Good shit. Damn. Still not sure about this section. Musically, there's some parts of it that doesn't really, like, tone-wise, it doesn't really make a lot of sense, but if you actually listen to the percussion, the tempo, yeah, that makes sense. I want to make sure that this sounds good. Oh yeah. Okay, good. Alright, shit. Now if I wanted to, I would just repeat the song all the way over again. But that's probably not what I'm going to do. I'm going to probably end up adding in another layer of another song, probably this Operation Save Aerith. The very last bit of the song we'll incorporate in there, and then it'll be kind of ready to go. I'll probably do some kind of remastering of that at some point, or audio mastering of it, so it makes sure the whole process of it sounds really good and crisp and clear, and things aren't overpowering any other tracks as they shouldn't be. And so that's kind of how I do all the music mixing stuff. And yeah, that's it. And I guess since it is kind of late here, I'm going to probably call it quits. I feel like I have a Fig Newton lodged in the back of my throat because of how dry it is. So I'm going to go down a blood martini, put on my pajamas, and get ready for bed. All right? God damn it, y'all are amazing. Can we go over to this other scene before we go? Okay, good. Actually, do we have a commercial we can show everyone? Okay, good. Let's show them the second commercial.
When you rent videos during the week, you have 5 more nights to catch up on all the movies you might have missed. Isn't that a nice reward for working like a dog?
Honey, what's going on in the living room?
Oh, well, that's Baron watching a tape, dear.
Wait, I've thought of something. Why don't we rent a video tonight?
Yeah, can we please? On a weeknight?
Can
Yeah,
we
come on,
please
Mom,
rent a
it's
video
okay.
tonight?
Sure.
Dad.
Come on, let's throw caution to the wind.
Come on. Are they even open during the week? Sure.
I bet they even have deals during the week.
Oh, yeah. Let me get the card. Hold on, you two.
Way to go, Baron. I knew you'd think of something. Save us some popcorn.
I'm not saving no popcorn, Dad. Go to hell.
Welcome to the Vampire Command Home Video Network, a media rental facility available to all Vampire Command personnel. Don't worry, we won't bite. Over 32 categories of movies. No more waiting in line at those other movie rental stores. Over 10,000 videos available. So, what are you waiting for? Join Vampire
Oh, careful,
Command
you gotta
today
knock
to
over the
take
movies.
advantage
Slow
of this
down. Stop
exclusive
spinning
limited time
around my
offer.
shit. Damn it. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. That's it. Show's over. I'll see you next time. Have a hilariously evil night. I'm gonna go enjoy the drive-in tomorrow. Gonna smoke a nice big stogie. And I'll see you soon. Buenos noches, amigos.
If you're feeling all you kind of could be your man up with
Santiago.
if your knees go and your teeth go. Maybe you bumped into
Santiago.
he flies through the night looking for a bite, but he's back home by daylight.
Santiago.
If you're sort of or you're a little, it's certain you've run into
Santiago.
if your heart goes or your mind goes. Man, you had a brush with
Santiago.
so watch out for the beware of the and pray you'll never meet with
Santiago. Slayer Santiago.
What are you still doing here? Go watch one of these guys. Any one of these idiots over here, just go watch them. Just don't stand here and stare at a blank screen. Come on!